Busy weekend for KU athletics. We'll catch you up to speed with everything you need to know. Hear from KU Hoops as they prepare to take on top-ranked Kentucky on Tuesday. And you know we'll sit down with your boy Griffin Hughes and talk the Chiefs and NFL power rankings. Good Morning KU starts right now. Hey there, I'm Jackson Long. This is Good Morning KU, and you are tuning in. We appreciate that. The border war was revived on Sunday as the Kansas soccer team took on the Missouri Tigers in the first round of the NCAA tournament. It did not go well for the Jayhawks. Mizzou's Taylor Grant notched a pair of goals early in each half to put Kansas at a distance. Junior Liana Salazar tallied KU's lone score of the day at Rock Chalk Park. Though it ends on a sour note, it was an impressive season for Coach Mark Francis and his Jayhawks, finishing 15-6-0. Women's basketball now. Chelsea Gardner is the newest member of the Jayhawk 1,000-point club. She dropped a cool 24 points and picked up 11 boards in Kansas' 68-60 win over South Dakota in the regular season opener Sunday. Natalie Knight and Lauren Aldridge also were in double figures. The Jayhawks host Texas Southern on Tuesday. And it was oh so close for Kansas football on Saturday. In came number 4 TCU, and they would only win by 4 as the Jayhawks put up their toughest fight of the year on Senior Day. And here's some highlights here. Down a touchdown early. This is the response drive for the Jayhawks. It's Corey Avery punches it in, and he does the Superman. Next drive, Cummings to Jermaine Mundine for 13 yards. KU up 13-7. And now TCU tries to answer of their own. Interception here by Ja'Cory Shepard. He actually had an interception, a pick 6 nullified by a penalty earlier. And here's the play of the day. Michael Cummings escapes pressure, finds Jermaine Mundine on the sideline, and he makes one man miss. He makes two men miss, and he's off to the races. Nearly punches it in for a touchdown. A nice play there. 7 receptions for 137 yards for Jermaine Mundine, 332 and 2 touchdowns for Cummings on the day, but back come TCU. Aaron Green with a touchdown run there, and then a big play, probably the turning point of the game, 27-24 late in the third quarter. Cameron Eccles-Looper goes 69 yards to the house on the punt return, and that was a major momentum swing. So after a field goal for each team, 34-30, TCU leads. Cummings with the chance to lead a drive, and he is interception to ended the game. So a fantastic attempt by Kansas football there, but they fall just short on Senior Day. Nonetheless, a very impressive performance. And now Kansas basketball, it's the Blue Bloods with young studs. That's the matchup tomorrow night as Kansas and Kentucky, the two winningest programs in NCAA history, will clash in the Champions Classic in Indianapolis. The Wildcats roster features 9 McDonald's All-Americans. That'd be more than the entire Big 12. So you already know NBA scouts will be chomping at the bit for this sublime collection of talent performing in the prime time. Kansas played Duke last year in this tournament. Count on some experience there. Wayne Selden, what was your favorite part about that game?
Well, it was a real fun game. It was a really fun game up there. It was Chicago, and winning was probably my favorite part.
We're going to have to be smart. We're going to have to attack pressure. We're going to have to do a lot of things. But on the flip side, hopefully we'll be sound enough that we can create some problems for them too.
It's a lot of history in these two programs, and it's definitely going to be a fun matchup and everything. I know everybody's going to be watching, and we're just going to go out there and compete.
And a reminder, that matchup is 8 p.m. on Tuesday. So now we'd like to bring in our Chiefs, and now it's going to be a little bit of an NFL insider. Griffin Hughes. Griffin, thanks for joining us.
No problem. I always love being here.
So the Kansas City Chiefs beat the defending Super Bowl champs, and what was a pretty darn big win for the Chiefs there. Absolutely. The Broncos also lose. So the Chiefs, they were outgained on the ground. They were outgained in the air. They lost the turnover battle. How did they stay in this one enough to at least get the victory?
Well, it was bend, don't break for the Chiefs, and the stats don't jump off the page, but what they were able to do was they were able to stop the Seahawks when it mattered most, and at the end of the first half was really the turning point of the game. The Seahawks had the opportunity to punch it in from the 7-yard line. They had 3 tries to do it. They couldn't do any of them. That was really the turning point where I think that even the Chiefs started to believe, hey, we can do this. They don't need to score touchdowns. we can just hold them to field goals, and that's what they did.
So it was a very tough, it's kind of like an old school football game. Both teams very physical. Jamal Charles, again, incredible for the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was a stud, as usual. 20 carries, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns. And where they haven't been using Niall Davis as much as they have been, Jamal Charles has looked like the old Jamal Charles more and more each game. And this game, what I saw from him for the first time really this season was the absolute quickness that he has. I mean, we've seen it all season, but we finally saw what makes him a premier running back, which is he will hit the hole in less than a second, and the Seahawks just weren't prepared for it.
Jamal Charles, again, showing why the Chiefs' offense always runs through him. Last year had over 35% of the offense for the Chiefs by himself. All right, so now we're going to go to the Griffin Hughes Power Rankings, our first one of the year, so we're getting that close to the postseason. We'll do the top 5 teams. We'll start with number 5.
Number 5 is got to be Denver. Yeah, a lot of people would like to put them ahead, maybe higher in the rankings. They're 27th in rushing, and I just don't. There's something that I don't like about them. There's something that just bothers me about putting them higher. Maybe they'll get there, but there's something with them, especially in the run game. I'm not confident with the run game.
One more thing they have to do is they have to travel to Arrowhead for a Sunday night game.
Yes.
Next up for the Chiefs is Oakland on Thursday, but then they'll get 10 days before that Denver game. All right, so number 4 on your list, who is it?
Number 4 is the Cardinals, and yes, they have the best record in the NFL, so yes, they would be higher if Carson Palmer was still playing. But the reality is they've won 6 in a row against questionable schedule. They're outside the top 10 in every major offensive category, and with Carson Palmer, the passing yard is just going to go down. So they have to drop to 4.
All right, next up, number 3, after the NFL best record, Cardinals, minus quarterback, of course. So number 3 on your list.
As you see there, it's the Green Bay Packers. They've scored 108 points in the last 2 games. They're really hot right now, and Aaron Rodgers, obviously, one of the premier quarterbacks in the NFL. But they still have problems on the defensive end. They still have problems rushing the passer, and they still have problems running the ball. That being said, they're probably one of the best passing teams in the NFL, so they're up there at number 3.
2 straight games over 50 points, so impressive play by Aaron Rodgers. 2 AFC division leaders are our 1-2 remaining. Which one's which? This number 2, and then who's going to be number 1?
Well, number 2 has got to be the Chiefs, and I definitely got a hard time for saying that, but they really are. These are power rankings. These are who's the best team in the NFL right now, and there's only one other team that can beat the Kansas City Chiefs, especially at Arrowhead, where they still need to play the Broncos. So the reality for the Chiefs is between Justin Houston, Tamba Hali, Dontari Poe, they have 22 sacks. That would be ranked 16th in the NFL, just between those 3 guys. And that's the key where the entire team starts from, is those 3 guys being able to rush the passer. They build the whole team around them. It's a system that works. Andy Reid is coaching the best he's coached in years. This is a team I could see actually taking it a long way, especially because Alex Smith is playing some great football right now.
Now, the irony here is number 2 smashed the number 1 team, but it's what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
And the best-looking team lately has been the New England Patriots.
Absolutely the New England Patriots. They've won 5 in a row. They're outside the top 10 in defensive stats, especially in opposing passing and rushing. But Tom Brady is still Tom Brady. Bill Belichick is still Bill Belichick. And this is a legit team. Again, these are the best teams in the NFL right now. I'm not saying the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl because I don't think they're going to. But right now, no team in the NFL would be able to beat the New England Patriots if they played today, no matter where it was. Maybe in Arrowhead they'd have some problems, but maybe in Questfield they'd have some problems. Nobody else could beat the Patriots no matter where they played today. They're the best team in the NFL.
Patriots coming off 2 wins. They smashed the Broncos at home, and then they smashed the Colts in Indy, so 2 impressive wins there. That's our power rankings from our Chiefs insider, Griffin Hughes. Griffin, thanks for joining us on the show today.
No problem, anytime.
And we're going to go to news next. Stay with us with Daniel and Ben Bai.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, A great place to be you.
Hi, I'm Daniel Garrett.
And I'm Bimbai Mudari. The surgeon who had been flown to Nebraska after contracting Ebola has died. 44-year-old Dr. Martin Salia arrived in Omaha on Saturday after coming down with the fatal disease while working in the native Sierra Leone. According to the Associated Press, Dr. Salia first showed symptoms in November 8th, but tested negative for the virus. He tested positive on November 10th.
Kansas City and the surrounding areas will see record cold temperatures tomorrow as temperatures will drop to single digits. Although Kansans are used to the cold weather, those who live in Kansas City have never seen temperatures in the single digits in the month of November before. Sunday's snow brought slick roads to the accident, and the cold temperatures may escalate dangerous road conditions.
The Kansas National Guard announced Sunday that it would deploy servicemen and women in Western Africa to help in building medical facilities. 170 members of the Guard will serve anywhere between 6 months to a year to fulfill the various tasks. The Department of Defense notified the Guard that their work would be part of the United States' ongoing efforts to combat the spread of Ebola in Western Africa. Training will begin next month.
Douglas County began issuing same-sex marriage licenses to couples at the end of last week. Licenses previously took 3 days to be issued by local courts, but now the waiting period has been waived. Marriage licenses now say Party A and Party B, while earlier licenses addressed only heterosexual couples.
International Student Services will host an event Monday to celebrate the culture international students bring to the University of Kansas. A roll call of nations will be announced as nearly as 125 different nations will be represented. This event not only a time to celebrate world cultures, but also a time for international students to network and create lasting bonds.
The United States government confirmed on Sunday the death of U.S. aid worker Peter Kasig after video surfaced of ISIS killing a large group of individuals. President Obama offered his condolences to Kasig's family and called the murder an act of pure evil. Kasig is the third American to have been killed by the terrorist group.
A police officer in Mexico City was arrested Saturday after he fired upon a group of university students protesting the disappearance of 43 students in Guerrero. The students were protesting near Chef Guevara Auditorium when eyewitnesses say that the officer's bullet hit a student in the thigh. Students believe that the event was an attempt to demobilize the students that call for justice to the serve following the disappearance of the students.
The KU women's soccer season ended yesterday with a 3-1 loss to the rival Missouri in the first round of the NCAA tournament. After starting the season with 9 straight wins, the Jayhawks finished with an overall record of 15-6.
And that will wrap it up for today's news update. Jackson and Lane will be back with the weather update.
Welcome back to Good Morning KU. I'm Jackson Long. We're going to take a look at the weather now. Lane is on the 6th floor of the Kansas Student Union. Are you inside or are you outside, Lane?
Hey Jackson, today I am inside.
I don't blame
I decided not to bear the elements. It just, as you can see, it looks extremely nice outside, but it's actually not. I don't know if you can see this, but we have gusts of wind that are blowing the snow around, and yeah, up here in the top left corner, you can see icicles, and let's see, there's also, some frost on the windows. I don't know if you can see that here.
Wow,
but
yes, we can.
Yeah, it's, it looks nice, but, keep in mind, it's very cold.
So as cold as it is now, what do we have to look forward for the rest of the week?
The rest of the week, it'll be a little bit cold until about Wednesday. It's supposed to warm up and get into the 40s, maybe even 50s. Just make sure Tuesday it is supposed to be a record cold with single digits, so be wary of that.
Wow, so single digits. This is about as Kansas weather as you can get. Single digits on Tuesday, and then maybe 50s by the end of the week. Are you kidding me, Lane?
That's what the weather report says. I'm just going off of that.
I trust you then.
All right.
All right, thank you, Lane, very much. That's her bearing the elements, kind of, I'm sure it's still cold close to the window. That's your weather forecast for this week. That's all for Good Morning KU this morning. Thanks for joining us and have a wonderful day.